Here's my top takeaways from Outwitting the Devil by Napoleon Hill. You've probably heard the name Napoleon Hill from the book Think and Grow Rich. That's his masterpiece. That's one of the best-selling books ever in personal development. This was kind of his too hot to handle secret book that was written in 1938 and never was published. In fact, it wasn't published until the year 2011. It's set in a safe. His family, his wife who survived him didn't let this book get out. And finally his estate said, this needs to go to the world, needs to be published. And it is a mind trip of a book. It is his interview with the devil. It is much like C.S. Lewis' Screwtape Letters, and it gives you insights by hearing from your enemy and how your enemy will control you. I'm a Christian. I don't think this is an accurate theological book by any means. So I don't want you to think like this is literal how the devil works and how God works. I don't think that Napoleon Hill truly understands sin and Christ and the role of Christ in redemption of humanity. So I don't want you to get hung up on that. I want you to view this as a key insight book for personal development. And there's a whole lot of truth buried in the nuggets of these conversations with the devil. This book, it's a scathing indictment of the education system. And what's crazy is in the 1930s, it's just as applicable to today's world in the way that schools are not teaching you how to think. They're teaching you what to think. And he's all about like getting you to think freely. And then that's truly how you set yourself free, as being a person that has your own free thought, your own force of will that demands from the universe what you want. But you got to get some very clear clarity of purpose. And you can't let the devil tempt you into what he calls hypnotic rhythm or drifting. And that's what kind of drifts you off. And you see this more than ever. This is what's so crazy about it. It was written, 70, 80 years ago. But I see this like with social media today and everything else is like people just get drifting. They get hypnotized and they don't have clarity of purpose. This book's going to be a huge wake-up call. It is super relevant today. I encourage you to check it out, Outwitting the Devil. I've read it twice, and it's one I just kind of periodically revisit. I think it's about 200 pages. It's a really quick, fun read, but there's going to be some nuggets in there that'll rock your world. Highly recommend Napoleon Hill's Secret Squirrel book, Outwitting the Devil.